Good evening. Thousands of people are making last-minute changes to their vacation plans after a Canadian charter was grounded. Sky Service Airlines has shut down operations and gone into receivership. Now, this has left Canadians with even fewer options when it comes to air travel. Tom Richmond has been following this story at Sky Service headquarters at the city's West End, and he has more now in this report.
It did not look good first thing this morning.
Proms, football games, and midterm exams. That's usually what you hear of at high schools. Tonight, however, an Oshawa secondary school is trying to come to grips with the outcome of a deadly fight. As Christy Naganabi reports, a popular student is dead and another is in police custody as the result of a simple misunderstanding. There has been a development in another student stabbing. Peel police have now issued an arrest warrant for two suspects. A 15-year-old boy was stabbed several times outside of St. Gertrude Separate School in Mississauga. Police say they now know the names of the two suspects, but they can't be identified under the Youth Criminal Justice Act. Investigators are still trying to identify a third suspect in the attack. Traffic stopped earlier today after a crane toppled over at a downtown construction site on Sherbourne Street. The crane actually landed on some hydro wires. Police closed Sherbourne from Richmond to Queen Street East until midnight tonight while hydro crews replaced the wires. The Ministry of Labour investigators are trying to figure out why the crane and truck fell over in the first place. Well, as we get ready to break out the shorts and t-shirts this weekend, many people in Britain are throwing on their winter boots and heavy coats. Scotland and Northern Ireland are digging out of a nasty snowstorm. Just look at these pictures. It's hard to believe that spring officially arrived about a week ago. The bad weather, which included gale-force winds, heavy snow, and torrential rains, left at least 70,000 people without power. Now, sadly, a teenager on a school trip was killed when the bus she was in lost control and crashed about 50 miles southwest of Glasgow. 3 others were seriously injured. There were record-breaking rains along the eastern seaboard in the United States. It forced hundreds of people from their homes, widespread floods wreaking havoc from Maine to New York for the second time in a month. The rain tapered to drizzle today, but many rivers have yet to crest, and authorities say the worst of the flooding is yet to come. It's a subject that civil servants of all stripes don't like talking about. Today, the annual Sunshine List came out. Now, you may have heard of it. The list outlines all government employees making at least $100,000 a year. Christine Brown got a hold of that list and tells us that you may be a little surprised how your tax dollars are being spent.
Items not held.
Photograph napping on the job and videotaping of workers taking long coffee breaks, the TTC's unionized employees are now reaching out to the community. Union boss Bob Kinnear announced 3 town hall meetings today. Beginning next month, union reps will be peppered with questions for a couple of hours during the open forums. Kinnear says that union leaders will use the meetings to change the way they deal with transit riders on a daily basis.
The union will be taking what it learns at these town hall meetings to heart, and we will respond with future initiatives that will show this to be a meaningful and useful process.
The first meeting is scheduled for April the 11th at Downsview Secondary School near Keele and Wilson. Kinnear says he hopes to meet with 1,000 transit riders during the 3 town hall sessions. There are growing fears tonight of a major bombing campaign against Russian cities by separatist insurgents. The country was rocked by 2 more suicide bombings today. At least 12 people were killed and another 23 wounded in the coordinated attack in Dagestan, a volatile southern province that borders Chechnya. A suicide car bomber detonated his explosives while police tried to stop his vehicle. As authorities and residents gathered at the scene of the blast, a second bomber approached and blew himself up. Canada is pledging $400 million in money and debt relief to help rebuild Haiti. Foreign Affairs Minister Lawrence Cannon made the announcement today during a donors conference at the United Nations.
In the face of tragedy, we are presented with opportunity. The international community must resolve to help Haiti build back better and stronger.
$110 million of the money comes from Ottawa's matching of donations by individual Canadians following the devastating quake on January the 12th. Tens of thousands left homeless by the quake are still dependent on food aid to survive. The U.S. got the ball rolling at today's conference by pledging more than $1 billion. The earthquake killed more than 200,000 people, including 46 Canadians. If you own a cell phone, chances are you've gone over your minutes and received a big bill before, kind of like I have. After the break, we'll meet a family whose monthly statement was close to $10,000. That's next.